See you in
Wow, we're
Can we
back.
give a round of applause for that intro?
Yeah,
Because that is awesome.
that's like what been in the making for
Like,
a
it
long
definitely showcases how like diverse David's brain is to get all those themes in one.
Yeah, do you have a life, David? Or have we sucked it all out of you? I'm sorry, but that's awesome. How are you guys?
I know, like when you start like getting everything put together, like I had high expectations because David always like puts a whole 110% in, but like we got to see that. I was like, wow, that was way cool.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think more than I think our show deserves already. So, but what
So
time
that's something like
show?
It's like 12 o'clock here, lunchtime.
Oh, okay, it's lunchtime.
what's
Shit.
the matter?
Oh, by the way, my voice is like gone. I woke up like this. I didn't do anything crazy on the weekend. It's just so.
Well, we haven't seen
Apologies, everyone.
How did you lose it?
I don't know how I lost my voice. I woke up like this morning.
Huh.
No more. So there's actually been. Well, I know you're in Australia. For those that don't know, I'm in Missouri, and Allie, you are now in New Mexico. But I'm sure
we're all over there.
around. You probably got like the cold I had like 2 times in a row, like a month ago.
Twice.
See, the cool thing about being here is the coldest it gets is like 30 degrees.
Yeah, but you're surrounded by mountains, so that doesn't count. So you get something pretty. I mean, you have the ocean too. I mean, shit to look at when you're sick. You guys are all in the great.
I don't know like how close.
What?
So I don't know, like we're not like near an ocean.
No. Yeah. Sorry, Sambo. I can't feel bad for you. You're surrounded by beautiful palm trees.
Well,
oh yeah.
The season's getting cold now, so it's starting to get cold. So
what is cold? Like what?
Cold is like, okay, right now it's probably like 20 degrees.
Okay.
I think you guys do Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
I don't know. I'm very.
Yeah.
Someone has to.
I forgot like which direction it goes with that.
Oh
my God. So we should probably explain what this new show is, since we're going to be very different than what we have been.
Okay.
Karen, do you want to start?
Sure. It's been. I'll do my best because I don't think we're I think we're still brainstorming it as we go, right?
Yeah.
But
It's kind of one of those, like, it can evolve as we go with it.
so for those that don't know us, I mean, obviously we started with Fight Mixer, what, a couple years ago now? And
Has it been too?
COVID
Yeah.
hit, and then it just died.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in our lives.
Yeah.
I think we all have this shared love for the weird and unexplained and dark shit. And I like to swear, so I need a good platform to swear on. And I think we like talking with the MMA community and the fight community, but we wanted to merge talking points of a different kind, including the MMA and the fight community and bare knuckle, and just not have any, I guess, any chains to hold us down to what we want to talk about. So, but I think we want to get a little freaky on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Or talk about the things that people talk about at 3 a.m., which is how I was trying to explain it. So when you're high at night and you're just like waking up and you can't sleep, you're too early, David.
Or for me, it's like I'll hear one conspiracy theory.
What?
Or like how for me, what it is, I'll hear like one conspiracy theory, and then for a whole week, like I'll randomly think about it, like, all right, there's this other spin on it, and this makes sense for this. Like the most recent one I heard that I just like it has my head spinning all the time is that so the theory of like reincarnation, that everybody always assumes that you keep going forward. But what if you could go back and you could be reincarnated and you would interact with yourself because you would have gone back in time? Yeah, see? There's so many spins on it. And every once in a while, I'll just see.
I haven't smoked weed in like 3 months, so that's over my head.
We just legalized here. We just got recreational.
Oh.
I was actually trying to be good. I thought I was going to help.
So, yeah.
So
Why did you quit, Karen?
What?
Why did you quit?
Because I actually only use it most of the time. If I smoke around anyone, I always tell people, like, I won't smoke around you just because they get really quiet. I just want you to shut up so I can watch TV and, like, eat some food. So people usually want to talk, and I'm just, like, zoned out on my couch, or I want to sleep with it. So I only use it at nighttime, but it was fucking with, like, the rhythm of my sleep and my breathing, like, when I was training. So I thought maybe I would try it. So I haven't really noticed a difference, but I do have brownies.
Did life get better?
Like a week ago, like, because I couldn't sleep. Like I have like emergency brownies in my fridge.
That's good.
But I do get I mean, I stay up like until like 2-3 in the morning, like watching weird shit. And like every week, like you say, Allie, like I'm on something different. Like last night, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'd like to talk about it on the show at some point, and things of all sorts of this nature and more, and conspiracy theories and reincarnation. But this I was reading about last night, the true story of Holodomor. Have you? I don't know if I can pronounce this right. So it was happening, I think, between like 1918 or 1919 through like the 1950s because of the Soviet Union. Like they forced like this mass starvation. It was like a starvation genocide. But the creepy thing is, and there's pictures I was just reading about and looking about like till the wee mornings last night. Like I don't know how I go to sleep with this shit. But these people were literally eating their children in order to survive. And they have pictures of them selling the body part meats of their children. And I was like, there's no fucking way that's true. So I looked it up and it's true. So I'd like shit like this.
Yeah,
is what I want to talk about. Like incarnation, the freaky shit you don't know about. And we can dive into that stuff. Shit we don't know about Australia. I'm sure I got some creepy shit down there. I don't know. Sambo.
I don't know much about Australia, but I'm going to look into it too.
Yes. I mean, you guys,
do you guys have your own Bigfoot?
Huh?
We have our what?
Do you guys have your own Bigfoot there?
Yeah, we
Like
have
your
it.
own, like,
No, we don't.
I can have
like,
my
some like mystery creature.
It's called the Momo in Missouri.
Oh, the
A Momo?
Mhm.
Oh, like the YouTube thing?
I don't know if there's a. I mean, I'm sure there's a YouTube thing, but that's what the
No,
Bigfoot.
don't you remember like 2 years ago? There's that picture. It was like Momo. It was that creepy girl's face, and like it was showing up on like kids like YouTube videos, and like telling them like if they didn't do this, like she was gonna show up at night.
No, that's creepy though.
You remember that? So it was like a huge craze like on social media for a while because these kids were so freaked out that the Momo was gonna visit them at night.
Did your kids believe it? Did your kids believe it, Ali?
There were some kids that they were terrified because the picture was really creepy.
See, I think I'd be more afraid of my
But do you
children.
remember?
Stuff. I don't have children yet, but I'm like, you're not allowed to believe it because that's when the shit comes true. Is like when the children's like powers, like boogeyman to life.
No, one thing about being a parent is your children will scare you at some point by telling you some creepy ass story.
Mm.
Or things
They
that
always can see like ghosts of dead people.
Okay, so start off one story. I have another story, which is why David was bringing up that picture. So we'll talk about that later. Because I've been waiting to tell someone. Not damn it, David. So premature, like always, David.
Hey, what about the drawing you made? I like that one.
I can play it on my phone, but David doesn't have access to it. So maybe we can I'll show it through my file. If you can see okay, you can kind of see my phone. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I have my animation. When I was high one night, I made animation. I don't know if I'm lagging real quick, but that slow-mo was awesome. Am I still lagging? Allie, can you see me?
You're like really slow.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're lagging to me, but I didn't know if I was lagging.
I don't know.
Is that David's effects or something?
If anyone could donate proceeds to a new computer for any of us, we are open.
Yeah, I'm using my phone right now.
I definitely need to upgrade for everyone. And I have a mic around here that I think Matt sent out that I still have not used yet. Damn.
You good now?
And my Benicio is alerting me to the ghost outside. You can't know that's me. That's literally me, dude. Okay, we're back. Still kind of lagging. Okay, so I was gonna say when I was a kid, I would watch my toys move. I don't think my house was ever haunted, but I had like an M&M man, when M&Ms were popular in the 90s and the 80s. And he would sit on the edge of my bed.
I had one too. Was it a big pillow?
Yeah. And, yeah. Mine was a yellow one.
Yeah, I had the yellow one.
Pack or something. And it hung off my bed. And then I remember one morning.
Weird.
He literally thinks he sees me in the reflection. He's a very good guard dog. But I remember looking. It was early in the morning. I just watched this M&M man. I was just don't move. Don't you do it. I was thinking for some reason. And then it started kicking his legs. And I was I was 5 years old. And then I had Teddy Ruxpin. For those that don't know what that is a talking teddy bear from the 80s. And go off
it had
in my
tape you could put in.
Huh?
It had a tape that you could put into it.
Yeah, and I had it murdered. I still have it, but it was missing the lower jaw. So just imagine this thing that was talking in the middle of the night, in my closet. and then I had a Freddy Krueger doll. How fucked up was that? And the thing had a suction cup to my mirror. That I never saw again. I don't know where that thing went, but that was creepy. But I do think
I want to know. There's one thing I want to know if I can now turn in my family for this fact that I'm not sure why they were under this misconception, but I had nonstop all these porcelain dolls in my room. Somebody told somebody in my family that I liked them, and I kept getting a porcelain doll every holiday, every birthday. And when you're little, you have to pretend you enjoy every gift you get. So I had to fake, oh yeah, but they terrified the fuck out of me, and I just had a herd of them in my room staring at me while I was sleeping at night.
That's creepy. Were we gonna say Sambo?
No, they're creepy.
They are.
Yeah.
And to be the vampire.
Why do they always look surprised or frightened? Why is that expression that they all carry? Mouth open, eyes wide.
And their eyes are blinking.
Oh,
their
yeah.
eyeballs move back and shit.
Have you seen the baby dolls that look like real babies? And people are kind of into collecting them, but they're still real. A little too real.
There's some.
And the fact that they play mommy with me, I don't know. I can't have children, but I've never on any level been I need a baby doll to take care of. We can go in that another.
Well, you've seen, there's those guys that had the synthetic wives. They're now getting the synthetic babies, and I've seen this whole thread, and there's photos of the guy and his mom reenacting the synthetic doll wife having a baby that's it was pretty messed up. But you know, those people exist and they're out there.
Have you seen that on a show? Is that a show that you saw it on? Because I feel like I've seen it.
I've seen it. It was a whole thread. So it's just like all the stills. They took the pictures. His mom pretended to be the midwife and helped deliver.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
And we can go into Annabelle.
But
Maybe
like, yeah.
But yeah, I think I've seen those pictures. That was a little much. A little.
We could do an episode on like the extremeness of people and their synthetic dolls.
Yeah, of all
Because
sorts.
that is a group of people to talk about.
Yeah, that's interesting. And there's a baby.
Also interesting. Those sex dolls they're making now. I want to like speak to someone who's used one.
I bet it's more high tech than we are even aware of at this point because like we advance a lot of stuff over time. And that's something people put some energy on.
Is it karma though for the kind of dildos women are strapping these days, or can we really complain about it? Like there's shit fucking bending, lighting shit on fire and vibrating it to you like freaking like our girls like, yeah, look at those sex dolls.
But I mean, like everybody's bought in something of this sort at some point, so there's no judgment there. But I feel like once you spend more than $500 on a sex toy, you gave up on people. You're giving up on humans.
But it's also
like
sex part. What'd you say, Sambo?
So in Australia, they've made you can order sex stuff and get it delivered within 24 hours. It's that popular.
Is it like any kind of sex toy, or is it like
any sex toy, like a dildo? Or
have you seen those machines that are like 50 pounds and it's just like a hardwired dildo puncher?
A hardwired dildo puncher.
Like it's like $1,000. Like I knew someone who got one. I've seen it. It's huge, and it's just got like a dildo attached to it, and it just like and you can like change the speed or whatever with the remote, but like it's heavy duty.
No, but I have met someone that he had such a micropene that he bought a suction cup dildo that was like the size of a pop can for my girlfriend. And she told me how she had to do it like on the wall. And, like that was like her sex life. It revolved around the suction cup fucking dildo. Anyways, I'm sorry for anyone at home that's just like jumping in, but this is what the show might get into. And possibly, hopefully, yeah, that's shit. Baby dolls, dildos, and unicorns. So.
If you're down with that shit, that's how we are. But if you're not, you can.
Yeah.
You can pass now.
It's like a little taste. There's so much shit I want to talk about.
I was gonna say, we should probably explain like maybe our credentials on talking about weird shit, because mine goes back to like probably when I was like 10 years old. I was like encyclopedias, so I just like dove hard into astrology, like mythology, all sorts of like weird stuff. So like that's the root of my, I don't even want to say expertise, but concentrated knowledge on all things weird and conspiracy.
I can say that mine has come from as a child too, but I have like I'm diagnosed severe moderate OCD, so don't fuck with me like on the turn my knob sometimes and check the water. Like I do this like and things I also learn about too, and I've done it since I was a child. Like and when I got into high school, I was AP history, ancient history, and that's what I also went to college for. So I like to do a lot of research, and so anything I do find interesting, I will research it like heavily, like we were talking about, like a week or two, and then I'll find another kind of obsession to like get into. But I've always had some, I mean, my teacher would make fun of me because I could get like 3++ of history in my sleep because I would literally fall asleep in class and still get, you know, all A's and such. I love history, and I love all things weird and aliens. And, I have a lot of stories. That's one thing.
Abnormal psychology. That was one thing I dove into hard, like in high school years.
What did you say, Sambo?
Then horror movies.
Not much.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite
school? And I just got a job, and then traveled a lot, and then I found my fighting. But I love going out and fashion and hot topics, and yeah.
What was the weirdest stuff you got?
I don't have a particular thing.
Was there anything like super weird? You're like, I'm kind of weird for liking this.
No, I can't think of anything.
You ever felt like anyone ever made fun of you for something? Are you? Damn it, Sambo, you're perfect.
Sorry.
Yeah, I remember, like, I don't know if it's probably because I grew up in a small town in the Midwest, but, like, I remember in high school, like, I'd get, like, called, like, ooh, goth girl and stuff like that. Like, that was a slur.
That was what?
Like, a slur. Like, they're like, ooh, that's a goth girl. Like, they're like, I don't know, like, because of past, like, goth girl. And it's like, whatever. Like,
I don't know if I was a goth or I wasn't anything. I like marched to the beat of my own drum, so people knew that. Didn't we can show pictures of that later. I think you've seen pictures of that too, Allie, or something. I showed something, but it wasn't goth. I mean, even the goths. I wasn't goth for them. I wasn't. I was like just my own weird shit. Like I don't know what the hell I was. So, and I'm still upset. But definitely, people don't like weird. So that's. I think I put that picture.
no.
All these people have it so easy now. Super freaking easy now.
I know, like, everything, like, everyone is more empathetic about other people. And, like, when we were younger, it was, like, almost cool to be a jerk to people. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, the vibe was definitely different. And now, like, everything's accepted now that we got made fun of about.
Oh yeah, and I actually reminisced about the old days, like watching like freaking what movie was I just watching? Like 90s flicks, like or 2000, early 2000, like just getting your like feeling of like being back in school. I don't know whose phone is that.
I know it's that crackling noise.
Yeah, I
Whose
can
is
say,
it?
I
It's
can
not my
hear it
voice.
too. I was wondering.
It's not David. Is it you? God damn it!
Who is it?
Oh, lady. I swear to God. Yeah,
It's coming on.
yeah, who is that? Wait, we're gonna find out. Process of elimination. Here we go. So we knew Allie. It was Allie.
It was
Allie.
Allie. She sabotaged you. Do you see how David's just creeping in the background, everyone?
I'm just creeping. Just creeping. And
Yeah, he's here.
Can we talk about like a current affairs, like things like, you know, what happened with Will Smith at the Oscars and what our thoughts were, because that was crazy.
Everybody wants to talk about that so bad, huh? Even at work, I've had like coworkers like, all right, guys, like we got to talk about the Will Smith thing.
Yeah.
Like, do
All
you
right,
think it was bad what he did?
Huh?
Do you think it was bad what he did, Will getting on stage and slapping Chris Rock?
I mean, I don't think anyone has the right to trust someone else, or at least not for that reason.
Mm.
For other reasons, if he deserved it, sure. But I think Will, as Mars, my own input on this, I didn't really dive into any of the arguments with people, or I just observed him like whatever. He was really broken. He looked like he's going through a lot of shit. Are you Allie?
Yeah, so it is
Yeah.
Sambo.
Oh, is it?
It's me.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Hey, give me whatever you want.
It's okay. We still love you.
He identifies as Allie.
Yeah, it is Sambo. That clicking.
Oh, do I turn off my mic?
Hold on one second.
Or do I turn it down?
So how did we lose Allie?
I'm not sure if she's trying to get back in though.
Don't let her.
I'm here.
Hey, you're here? Oh, you're here only on audio. Put on your video. Jackpot.
There's
Is that me?
Sorry, girls. All right.
Look,
Let me check my settings.
whose mic was it?
I'm scared to talk now because I'm scared like my mic's making that crackling noise.
Do you have like a bubbler in the background or something? Someone using a bubbler?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
I'll just sit here, thank you.
You're always cute.
You're always cute, Sambo. But you can put your mic on. You don't have to mute yourself. Don't worry about it. Wait, it's not.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm gone. Peace.
Well, I hope people are getting a good taste for what this show could calves and everything. But yeah, as far as like Chris Rock goes, I didn't get into conversations with people. I honestly didn't really give a shit because all I saw was like, in my eyes, was a dude that has a lot of probably, I would say, mental health issues maybe going on behind the scenes, as far as like relationship trauma, like the way he reacts. I'm not saying that that's okay in what he did, but that's like when you look at someone that's like one, like, someone's gonna freaking blow their head off the next day, like that's what it looks like to me.
I like the fact that Will stood up for his wife.
My bad.
Was
I
what?
like the fact that Will stood up for his wife.
It was good. I mean, I think everyone wants a dude that
Yeah, we all
a
want to
partner that would stand up for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, yeah, that's a huge turnoff.
Yeah, totally.
But when I saw people talking about, I was like, did he do it because she was pissed, or did he do it and he was afraid of her backlash, or did he do it because he actually, you know, I don't know. So that's why I didn't really want to get into it. I just like to talk. There's a whole lot of stuff. I think there's a whole lot of people's celebrity lives that we don't know about. And then we see them do crazy things and we crucify them.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of people try to get too much of an opinion on like what's going on, like really in their relationship and who did this and blah blah blah. It's like all that shit could be fake too. Like, and it's their life. Like the fact that some people like obsess over the details on who's the wrong one, who's the right one, and who's getting manipulated and what's misunderstood is just they have their own shit going on. I don't know. I wish I guess I had a better opinion on it. I just feel like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But in general, like if someone were to be like not Chris Rock, and I had, you know, some illness that I was fighting, and someone blatantly like say at the bar, and you know, my boyfriend sits back and laughs, yeah, I'd be pissed.
Headbutt them.
A different environment. So.
Yeah, that's true. Because that is a thing too. It was like a huge award ceremony. It wasn't just at the bar.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's the life as a celeb. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff I think goes on behind the scenes. So it's really
What
it's just like everything in media is like orchestrated.
What was that?
I think my mic's lagging. Sorry, Ali. Go on.
There is a battle Sambo or Ali or Karen.
Is it me or does it sound like Predator?
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Hold on one second. Testing. Check. Prestige worldwide. Yeah, so I think it's Ali that has a bit of an echo. It might be. That's okay.
Let me go see if I can get some earbuds real quick. I'll be white black.
Studio.
All right, fair enough. All right, I'm Ghost. Peace.
We're interesting, we promise. This is our first show, so we have a lot of kinks, I think, to work out. And we haven't talked to each other, so you guys are dealing with that. But I promise we'll get into some creepy, weird shit, just like this doll again. Which I just do you like watching Annabelle, Sambo?
I've watched the first one and it's so creepy. Like I'm not into spirity type of horror movies. Like I can do the slaughtering stuff, but not the spirit things.
You can do that, but not the
yeah.
I like.
Are you into it?
I think I don't know. Depends on the gory movie. It could be scary, but I think the things that you can't control, like you couldn't beat a ghost. You couldn't like fight them off in some way like that. I think is what ghosts are a little more creepy to me. But the most recent Annabelle movie, I don't know if it's on Netflix. I'd have to check out, but it's actually really good. I thought it was going to be kind of stupid, and it actually scared the shit out of me. I was scared for a couple of days, and that takes a lot for me to get scared in a movie.
Yeah. Can you handle things like paranormal? What's that movie? Paranormal Activity.
That movie.
I can't watch that.
Oh, I love it. I love it, but it's because it scared the hell out of me. Like, man, I really wish what the hell is going on with Allie. Like, I have my Google Home set up here, and before I moved, I lived in my loft. It's like a big old 1800s warehouse, for about 4 or 5 years now. Holy crap! And before I moved, there was some weird stuff happening, like where I was waking up. I'm like, oh, it's my cats, and I like looked, and I'm like, no, both my cats are by me, and there's some weird stuff happening in the other part of my loft. But it didn't happen until my boyfriend moved in. And so then we moved down into this other loft in the same building. And our Google Home, like I've seen his sister passed away, and I've seen his sister's picture like face down sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? And Google, like in the middle of the night, would be like, okay, I'll play so-and-so cumbia. And then it'll start playing like the music she likes. So sometimes I'm like, there's stuff like that where I'm like, it's scary, but I'm just like, that's not so scary. I'm like, maybe, she plays good music. I'm cool with it. But there are like creepier things in the paranormal that definitely scare the shit out of me. And I do like watching, I think it's on Discovery Plus, like paranormal caught on camera, like all the home videos of actually finding like the actual evidence, the video evidence of what you would hopefully believe is true paranormal experiences. Like that stuff's pretty to verify is true. So, and we can go into that too. How you doing, Al?
Like, I believe in the afterlife and like heaven and that. So I don't like fucking around with spirit things. That's why.
I don't like messing around with it. I did when I was a teenager.
Like widgety boards, those widgety boards. I don't like fucking around with that because like I feel like I'm gonna get bad juju.
Yeah.
I know for me, I feel like the like older I get, the less freaked out I get by it. Like when I was younger, actually the first house I moved into when I was 19 was haunted as all shit. Like I wasn't even sure if I believed in that stuff until I lived in that house, and that house was bad. And then I was really iffy. Like Ouija boards scared me. I didn't want to mess with that type of stuff. But like the older I get, the more I guess I don't get so scared of that type of stuff anymore. Like I used to. Like that used to be more of a fear for me. Like I get more freaked out in like possession movies than I did on slasher movies.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Sambo. Like I get more fitness and things that you can't control and you just say unknown. And I actually collect. I did it as a side job, and I should probably still do it because that's my story and like obsession side. I collect a lot of antiques, and I used to sell them, which everything behind me is like freaking antique for the most part. Like I have my hi-fi. There's a really old picture of St. Louis from like 150 years ago. Like it's original print and like my old ass mirror. So I bring all these weird things to my house, and I'm always like, I've been pretty lucky that I not brought anything bad. I don't think that anyone's had an attachment to, but I've watched like on Paranormal Caught on Camera, like people bring something in and then it attaches to them versus the object that they brought in and then it just stays with them. So that kind of shit, like, and the Ouija board, like you're inviting things and the scary part, like it's attached to you, and I totally believe that stuff.
I do believe that whole like possessions will possess you kind of type feel, because I remember when I had first moved out, a girl I moved in with, she was like, yeah, a friend of mine, like her boyfriend's getting deported, like they have to sell all their furniture like super cheap, like we can just like get a bunch from her. And I was like, okay, so I got this really cool coffee table from her. Like the legs on it were really well engraved. It was very sturdy, it was heavy, it was huge. I loved it. I never wanted to get rid of it, and I was like really attached to it. But I also like remember like the time I had it, like I went through so much bad like luck kind of type stuff, like just a lot of terrible stuff happened. And I finally just like left it at a relative's house and never like took it with me ever again. And I swear like it's probably just me, but I feel like my luck got so much better when I got rid of that coffee table that I like just kept like hoarding the whole time. I never wanted to get rid of. But like it's like weird because like they'll say like you'll attach yourself to something and you can't understand why you won't get rid of it, and you just won't.
Yeah, that would make sense. I do think believing some things bring you bad luck. Like more things than out of the ordinary. Especially my money tree over here. I have one of those money trees.
Is it the Asian, the bamboo money tree one?
Yeah, I had one for a while, and then it kind of got like little dumpy when it started dying, and then I got another one, and this one's been blooming, and I'm like, I'm not rich or anything at all. But
I need
mean,
heaps of those.
it's so good when I look at it, like, ooh, I might buy a scratching poodle today. It's stupid. So, yeah, we're all superstitious, I think.
I try to keep an open mind about things. Like, I 100% never believe something's like any certain way unless I can absolutely prove it. But at the same time, like, I give everything a chance.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. So that
You will do a widgety board.
we do it like an online Ouija board, and like,
Ugh.
what if there's an online Ouija board we can like put up to the side, and like David can move the mouse for us.
There you go.
That'd be
Then
great.
we'll have like people send in questions that we ask.
So I have done like EVPs and stuff like that. I do like the electric stuff. It's true. Like speaking through sound waves and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I did that when my ex, his father had passed away. We did it like a week or two after his death. And it was like in the middle of the night. And like we got two things out of it. One, you could not hear what the person was saying. Or you could hear what they're saying, something that was a man. And then the other thing was like you could hear like, I'm in St. Louis and he was a diehard Cardinals fan. And so you could hear him whistling the "Let's Go Cardinals."
Oh.
And that was really weird. And his house is super haunted. Like we can go into that too. Like his house actually gave me I have to save it for another story or another show so we can actually talk about other shit. I told you I have a lot of stories, but his house actually had the most haunted picture I've ever seen, or like most like vivid, like pure. Like I mean, it was in their file, their own photos, like from like the early 90s. Like it's nothing like they doctored or anything like that, but it was the most amazing like ghost photo I've ever seen. Like to the point where you could see like the texture of the person's hair. Like, but I'd have to actually reach out to some family members and see if they have that picture. But yeah, we did an EVP and only with the computer. You just give it a couple minutes, ask a question, sit in perfect silence, and then see if you can turn it up real loud, and that's how we got it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I do believe in that stuff.
I have called a medium before, and I was kind of skeptical about it, but like she like was saying stuff that like nobody could like Google like search and find, because like some people they just study you, they'll like look you up, they'll see like you have certain relatives that passed away, they could bring that stuff up, whatever. But like she was like really detailed with stuff like that, so I definitely believe there's definitely something more out there when people do pass.
I'd have to get into. I would like to get a medium sometime. But I was just like, how do you choose which one? How do you know that one's gonna be right? And actually, my sisters, they have another mom, and their mother is psychic, and so I like to talk with her, and she'll read me and do all sorts of stuff. And it's actually really interesting. Something just came true about a week ago too, maybe like months ago.
Actually, yeah, the lady I found, I was referred, a friend of mine was friends with her, and they had a reading, and she made a post about all the stuff and everything. So, yeah, I'd been looking up some people that were local, and yeah, it's one of those, like, how do you pick which one is actually real and who's just going to say, like, broad things and kind of feel out your answers and then make you think that they're talking to somebody.
I feel like you might be related to a boy.
Yeah. They have short hair, but not long.
My friend's actually psychic, and he's great. Like, we should bring him on one day.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to. I mean, if you guys believe in it and are respectful, maybe I can ask. I don't know if she'd actually come on though. I don't think she's kind of picky about, like my sister's mom. I think she's kind of picky about having that gift be shared.
So I could even talk to the lady that I'd called. She works at a place, so I think that she'd be cool coming on. Where they like it's like a spiritual kind of type. I didn't realize you can have like a spiritual type job. Like she works at like the spa, and they do like readings and like healing stuff. Like, be an interesting place to go to.
Yeah, my sister's mom, she has a tuning fork, and I think I can't remember how much she charges, but she teaches people how to do it because that's what she does almost as a living, as a tuning fork. You're seen as like a prawn. And it's a vibration. It sends vibrations.
Yeah.
And it's like it's actually, and there's like a usually healing mechanism, and then there's something else that she does, but that's her job. And I think she was in Arizona. She used to live in California. They grew up in California, but I think she's in Arizona right now, in Apache Junction.
Oh, that's not too far from me.
Yeah, but it's all really good spiritual. Sambo, you have not been in the U.S., correct? Not yet. You still have not been here?
Sorry, say it again, Karen.
You have not been to the U.S., correct? I know the pandemic happened after you were talking about, like, oh, I'd like to come in, and it didn't happen.
Oh, for some reason, I can't hear. I hear that crackling sound. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay. So you have not been to the U.S. yet, correct? USA.
USA. Yes, I heard that.
You have not been to the U.S., right?
No, I have. Oh, and
When
I
is it
plan
coming
to
out?
go there because, like, I was meant to go to Bali the end of this month, but that trip got cancelled. So I'm gonna save for Las Vegas now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I want to
That's
see
fine.
a UFC show and do a pad work at the Floyd Mayweather's gym. So I'm gonna save for that.
Yeah, I know some people that train out there. Yeah.
Oh, do you? Is it a good gym?
Oh yeah. They've worked with him before. There's some people that have gone out there. But I was gonna tell you, I'm like, if you do like spiritual, like all the West and stuff like that. Any of the mountains. But let's talk about weird. The reason why David brought that picture. David, are you even there? David not there.
Dave.
Oh.
Okay, he's there.
He's here.
This picture, Karen. I want to know.
Okay.
I feel like he's like our God, and we're just waiting for signs that he's there.
God, can you show us a sign? He's real.
We never hear from him. We just have to take that as a.
What? Urkel. All right, so I actually know this is we're going to the other side. And this is a story that I don't tell people in person because I'm afraid they're going to think I'm crazy because I've never heard someone tell me literally what David is showing us is real. And it doesn't look like that. Take a good mind. So when I'm telling the story, I'm using this picture as like a reference.
I'm getting comfy for this story.
So yeah, get comfy. Everyone get your blankies and your teacups. And so I live in Missouri. I moved down here in 2006 and I moved from Chicago. Are you smoking weed for this? This is awesome.
Yeah.
So
next time I'll be prepared.
I do. I wish I had something to light up. I just have my brownies. That's not very interesting to watch. And it'll take like too long. I got my blanket though. So anyway, so between Chicago and where I live, now I'm in St. Louis. I live in the city. It's a 5.5 hour drive. It's really boring. It's all on 55. And it's nothing but cornfields. So I prefer to drive it at nighttime. I usually will drive anywhere between, let's say 7 to 4 or 5 in the morning. I like my night drives. It's way more interesting to me. And ever since this thing has happened, I've been more obsessed with driving only at night and not during the day. So in 2006, I had moved down here with my ex, and we would constantly take these night drives. And he was driving this one time, and it was a crystal clear sky. I mean, it was October. Couldn't tell you the day. I could tell you a range of time between like 11. There's a 1 in the number, so I'm like, it's either like 11-ish or it was like 1-ish. And we always would just like listen to music or just like talk. And I love to stare out the window. Like I'm one of those whimsical people that just like stares and like looks at all the different, constellations. So anyways, and this is 2006. So mind you, we don't have these awesome phones that we have now. And so we're driving and we're coming across the specific point was Veterans Park Parkway on 55 going north to Chicago to visit. Cause it was the first time I was going home to visit my family after moving away. I was only like 20 years old. And in the sky, immediately in the sky is to my right. I'm looking, it's in forward to my right, northeast. and it's the size of a freaking football field, and it is an electric blue oval, as a solid electric blue. So I show you that picture as a reference because that's the best thing I could show you. I've tried researching this, and I cannot find anything that looks specifically like mine, but it was a solid blue UFO. It was not, I mean, it was that blue, more vivid, solid. You couldn't see lines, you couldn't see anything. It was just blue, like size of a football field. Huge, okay? So it pops up, bam, there it is. Goes away immediately, disappears, nothing in the sky. Bam, there it goes again. And every time it comes to, it's bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? And the first flash, I was just like, what the fuck am I looking at? And I look over at my ex, and I'm like, did you just see what I see? He's like, yes. And the first thing he says is like, get your camera. And we're talking like I had like I think like a blackjack back in the day. Like, I mean, it couldn't even turn on that quick.
Mm-hmm.
Flashes 3 times, and I'm literally trying to like get my picture, and it's gone. Like, and there's nothing in the sky, not even a cloud. There is a semi to my right. There's, I think, 2 cars far off to the front, and I'm like looking at it as it was happening, like wondering like, why is no one crashing their vehicles? Like, thank God, like my ex did not car crash, because we were in a car crash driving this long drive too. Like, we had so many different things happen, but this one was like, how are these people like not like crashing their vehicles? And so it's so helpful that he saw this with me, but it was like, I mean, I couldn't sleep for nights because it was like, holy shit, I saw, oh, this shit is real. I've never seen anything like it. And to see something like that massive, like right in front of you, like not be able to explain it. And this thing just kept growing and growing and growing. Huge. And there's just nothing inside. It's not like one of those beams of light. It was solid. It was a solid craft that was just like hovering there. And I'm like shaking, like talking about it. Cause I actually I don't tell people about this at all. But I mean,
it's interesting that nobody else was reacting.
Huh?
So it's interesting that like nobody else was reacting.
No, yeah. And I've driven this. I mean, I've driven this exact drive for 16 years now. Like 4 or 5 times a year, I'll drive this exact drive, and I always pass this part just like hoping to see it again. I mean, I've seen asteroids come to the ground. I've seen not spaceships, a satellite breaking up in the sky. I've seen other crazy shit like the same drive. And that month in Chicago, there were several UFO sightings at O'Hare Airport. But it didn't match up to what I saw. And like I said, it wasn't like what you would think, like, oh, you know, you see like those big spotlights in the background sometimes that like, I mean, this was like a solid something like hovering. And I say it was like the size of a football field, but like if you look out my window, like this is how big it would be. I can only imagine how big it was just saying that. But it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and every time it flashed away, there was nothing there. And then it was just completely gone. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Let's show my stupid animation. Can you find my animation? But the hardest part about it is like what I saw, and he knows what he saw, and then Sally's from there to share it with, to know that I'm not crazy. But it messed my world up. It literally. Okay. Ooh, let's see it.
Is that the photo? Is that the photo you took that night?
No. This is not a photo. This is me trying to make an animation when I was high.
Oh, okay.
I'll show it to you in a second. So you'll see. Okay.
Oh,
I like that there's sounds.
Yeah, that's a little sound to it. But it's actually, it looks cooler in person. But there's like my car, and then there's a semi. This is so stupid. I'm really high like through the morning, and this is like how it was flashing, like boom, boom, boom. So
like,
huh?
What research have you done since then? Like,
I've looked on there's lots of communities that talk about. I mean, we have read about. I'm talking about like other different communities that try and discuss with other people or record. I guess I could have called the cops. That would have been something.
Could you?
But I could have, but like, what the fuck would they care, you know?
I know. It's like, what's the emergency sound like? Oh, what is it still? No, it's gone. But
Yeah.
like,
No.
did somebody come out? Like,
Yeah, and it's not like, I mean, everyone else talks about like these flashing lights and all this stuff. I'm like, it was flashing, but it wasn't the same. And I've heard something similar, but I can't say it's what I saw. So I feel kind of like alone, aside from the fact that, like I said, my ex was there to deal with me, and he was like, "Holy shit, what did we just experience?" And I've searched lots of communities. Every type of picture you can find. Maybe people got better pictures, and there is a shape to it that I didn't see, but I didn't see nothing but a solid oval that was increasing in size, the most vivid blue you can think of, and massive, too massive to be anything that I've ever seen, I guess, created. So yeah, that's my one encounter with that. Like I said, I think other like.
We can definitely like have a whole thing on talking about people's different encounters with some stuff that's alien. I've even seen a thing on people that swear that they were abducted for like breeding purposes and then brought back, and like that's a whole thing too.
Yeah, so there's a movie, I can't remember where I just watched it not too long ago. I mean, and that gave me nightmares because I literally think about that and how much more. There's one thing of like, oh yeah, I believe in aliens, but then there's another thing of like, your mind can't comprehend what you're looking at, and then it, like I said, it literally changed my whole world after like 3 months of like, just like, I don't know, anxiety, I guess. I don't know what you call it. There's like some kind of weird feeling I got after, just because of like just the shock.
They say people that have had encounters, they experience weird energy and it messes with them.
That could be. And there's this one movie. It's an alien movie where this white owl comes to you at nighttime, and it came out around that time. And I mean, it was really hard to
Labyrinth.
Well, the Labyrinth, that was the 80s.
White owl.
No, but you have to, I don't know if it's like with Jennifer Connelly or something like that, but you have to look at like it's a good alien movie, but it's creepy because it talks about like this white owl that comes to your window every night, and these people start getting possessed. And in the movie, this is how she talks to these people about the possession. It's fucking creepy. And it was really hard for me to watch because it scared the shit out of me because I had just seen this, and then I watched that, and it was too much. But there's another movie too where it's a true story about a guy who got abducted in the 80s, and he had like 4 or 5 other people that witnessed his abduction, and then he came back. He didn't know, and all he could talk about, was like he was like probed and like horrible things that happened to him. And we'll have to go into these movies, but I mean that's creepy, and that really creeped me. Like, I mean, I'm very fascinated, but it definitely creepy seeing something.
Well, have you heard stories about like there's people that swear like they've encountered or been abducted and they touched the alien or the alien touched them, and now like they permanently have some like really weird skin disorder, like supposedly like we're not supposed to touch them.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe some of that, and they talk about them being here already. And
there's some theories that are bacteria. Some of the stuff that really messes with us now is alien, and that's why our bodies like can't like our immune system doesn't know how to fight it sometimes. That there's like alien bacteria that gets dropped on Earth, and then that's why we have these like crazy sicknesses that we don't know how to cure.
I can imagine.
That's a theory.
All theories I want to discuss. Yeah. So I'd like to, I guess, dive more into that and other possible aliens.
I love it.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed. I'm not blessed. I'm very lucky, as much as it fucks me up, that I'm like 1 in a trillion people is what I feel like that got that experience to see something like that.
Because not all people that experience this stuff end up like you.
Oh, what, like me?
Yeah, some of them, no one's gonna listen to them.
Well, no, that's why I'm like, honestly, when I see people talk about aliens in person, like you can see me on YouTube. Okay. And I
feel like that was a stigma that we're kind of getting away from, because like when we were growing up, the alien people and the people that talk about aliens were weird and crazy, and now it's becoming more of a common collective thought that a lot of people are like, yeah, like I kind of think that too.
So, I mean, the more people that believe me, it's awesome. But yeah, you guys are this is a very special thing because I have not talked about it really.
Is this like your therapy?
16 years of trauma of living at night about every day. But So, I mean, we have a lot of stuff to talk about and to dive into and all sorts of things. Like I said, anything you guys want to talk about or think about at 3 a.m., this is where we want to talk about it. And we also want to incorporate the fight community into it. Maybe we can get some of the hosts and the guests that we will have on jump onto our show. Or, like any weird stories, conspiracies, or they have talking to fighters about things that people don't like to talk about. So,
and we're still willing to do challenges and hurt ourselves and embarrass ourselves for everyone's entertainment.
We are here to exploit ourselves.
Without having an OnlyFans.
All right, boys and girls and children of all ages. Karen, Ali, and Samba, we're almost at that time. Last shout-outs from the new hosts of Strange Pie. What do you guys have to say? Shout-outs, Instagram, where can we find you guys?
Where do we start?
I don't know.
I mean, it's hard to say because technically, me and Karen, we both had this brainchild. It's just, she brought it up first, and it went over well, and I was like, fuck yeah, I've been wanting to do this too.
And thankful that you and Ali and Sambo are here to help this one out. Like, I've talked about this with my boyfriend and just like, yeah, that's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He doesn't like to listen to me, so thank God you guys like to listen to me.
I think it's
to David and Matt and everyone for even finding us in the first place and giving us a chance. And
yeah, big shout out to them because they're awesome.
Yeah, and I hope we can literally, like, every time we talk about something, we can get pictures and some credible evidence maybe to throw on there, something to make it more spicy for the entertainment people at home. And anything that you guys want to dabble into. The only thing we don't really want to talk about, as we discuss, is politics. So as long as you're talking about buttholes and aliens, we're down for it. We've got to stay at home. This is our time to have a good hour of discussion of whatever you think about the
Perfect. Awesome. So that'll wrap up Strange Pie, the first episode. You can catch them every Sunday. Oh, no.
What was it?
I have no idea. Karen, I think.
The whole time?
Pretty
The only thing I can think of is I have a candle burning next to me, but there's no way.
much. So, final thoughts from Karen, Ali, and Samba before we wrap up with the Christmas present?
I got it off my chest.
Good to go? All right, perfect. Well, this was our first block. So, you can see the ladies every Sunday. And, thank you very much for joining us for the first episode of Fight Mixer in this entire block. You can also catch the replay on Wednesdays with these awesome girls. So, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Ali and Sambo. You guys are freaking awesome. And we're gonna. All right. And one more time for the real thing.
Aliens.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your week. And we'll see you next Sunday. We'll see you Wednesday for the replay. Peace.